kind of thing you'd rather sit under your favorite tree. That's how it seemed to me, but I dared you and I dared to lose, just so I could be with you. And you hurt me and you followed through. Now all my dreams are coming true. I just wanna put my heels on tight, dance with you all night, move to my favorite song, go a little crazy to the beat, hear you talk so sweet, my heart just sings along. Baby, I don't want this night to end, no I can't pretend, I can't control myself, I just wanna be with you forever. I can't believe it, no it can't get any better now. Can't get any better now. Pretty please, tell me that you think of me and that you're missing me, baby. You found my heart and set me free. In every fantasy, now I'm ready, 'cause I know it's true. When I look in your eyes of blue, that you want me and I want you to. Yeah, all my dreams are coming true. I just wanna put my heels on tight, dance with you all night, move to my favorite song, go a little crazy to the beat, hear you talk so sweet, my heart just sings along. Baby, I don't want this night to end, no I can't pretend, I can't control myself, I just wanna be with you forever. I can't believe it, no it can't get any better now. Can't get any better now. I just wanna put my heels so tight, dance with you all night, move to my favorite song, go a little crazy to the beat, hear you talk so sweet, my heart just sings along. Baby, I don't want this night to end, no I can't pretend, I can't control myself, I just wanna be with you forever. I can't believe it, no it can't get any better now. I just wanna put my heels on tight, dance with you all night, move to my favorite song, go a little crazy to the beat, hear you talk so sweet, my heart just sings along. Baby, I don't want this night to end, no I can't pretend, I can't control myself, I just wanna be with you forever. I can't believe it, no it can't get any better now. Can't get any better now. Another season we leave behind, another story that's got me blind, got only you on my mind. I couldn't face what I couldn't find, just need to know I need peace of mind. Where are you now? Even though I won't believe it, the truth time I try, yeah, every time I dream, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. If you can make me smile, if only for a while, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. Believe in you and me.
Words can't describe just how much I miss you whenever you're gone. I want you here beside me for eternity, shining your light like a sun. I try for you, baby, to take the higher road, to be someone you're proud of, but I've been lost lately. I don't know what is right or wrong. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You got this energy that always surrounds you. It's everything I'll ever need. The devil on my shoulder's almost gone. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you, oh yeah. Call me some night when you got time. I won't be asleep anyway, 'cause I just need one reason to keep on breathing. Tell me you'll come back to stay. I try for you, baby, to take the higher road, to be someone you're proud of, but I've been lost lately. I don't know what is right or wrong. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You got this energy that always surrounds you. It's everything I'll ever need. The devil on my shoulder's almost gone. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you, oh yeah. Lord knows how I've tried to be anything better than you, but I can't get by. 'Cause I need you right now. Ooh, I need you right now. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You got this energy that always surrounds you. It's everything I'll ever need. The devil on my shoulder's almost gone. Ooh, I always like me better when I'm around you, oh yeah. Another broken plate, another called off date. We never seem to get it right. Another heart attack, words that we can't take back. We are the reason opposites attract. Once you slam the door on the second floor, I regret it all. When I think it through, I can help the way I feel for you. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Stuck in an endless fight like every night. It still feels right. Even the words can sting. I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause without you everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Sitting there by the phone, hoping you'll answer yours. Baby, let's talk until we're fine. You've been in bed for days, empty without me, you say. Can't you just magically turn up in mine? Then you knock on my door on the second floor, and I feel okay. feels right. We never get it right, but it still feels right. We never get it right, but somehow it feels right. That's how I feel about you. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Stuck in a endless fight like every night. It still feels right. Even though we can stay, I wanna change a thing. 'Cause without you, everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Oh yeah, still feels right. 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 Oh yeah. When I look at you like that, you lose it completely. Losing track of space and time. I don't wanna go home looking for a reason to stay here all night. I wonder, do you feel it too? Magic between me and you, the way that you make me feel. You wonder if I feel the same. The blood's rushing through your veins, and then when I say your name, bet I'm everything you see. Bet I'm everything you need. We're high on this feeling, don't wanna come down. Just go on and tell me, get into my eyes, and everything you need, you need, I'm everything you need. You usually don't share any secrets. Suddenly you're an open book. When I struggle to find the words, you get me completely. Like I've known you forever, so I wonder, do you feel it too? Magic between me and you, the way that you make me feel. You wonder if I feel the same. The blood's rushing through your veins, and when I say your name, bet I'm everything you see. Bet I'm everything you need. We're high on this feeling, don't wanna come down. Just go on and tell me, get into my eyes, and everything you need, you need. I'm everything you need, everything you need. I'm everything you need, I'm everything you need, you need. I'm everything you need. Bet I'm everything you see. Bet I'm everything you need. We're high on this feeling, don't wanna come down. Just go on and tell me, get into my eyes, and everything you see. Bet I'm everything you need. We're high on this feeling, don't wanna come down. Just go on and tell me, get into my eyes, and everything you need. I'm everything you need, everything you need. I know that I messed up. Wish I could take it back, but it doesn't matter when you look at me like that. I know that I fucked up, but that doesn't work as an excuse. Sorry doesn't cut it, but I'm sorry for what I did to you. Can only sleep with the TV on. Ever since you left, I'm going through the motions. I'm myself if you call it quits.